Hey everyone, Mr. Overon here with Mr. Overon's Tarot Reading Services, and today I am going to be going over how to make a witch's ball. Now, a witch ball back in the old days was something that was used to contain negative energies or malicious spells or whatever else that may have been thrown at you. In more recent times, witch balls have really kind of just taken on a whole life of their own. You can have them for prosperity, for love, for protection, for banishing, for just about anything that you could possibly want brought into your home or whatever. But more traditionally, like I was saying, it was used to thwart evil spirits or demonic entities and stuff like that. And so what people would do is they would take these glass orbs and just stuff it full of beans and push pins and yarn and strings and all kinds of other stuff to kind of capture it, because it was said, and it's kind of a archaic school of thought, but there are those who still believe that a demon or a spirit that has malicious intent cannot pass by something without counting it. So if somebody had thrown a handful of beans or something on the floor while being chased by a demon, they would have to stop and count every single one of those things before they could continue to pursue you. Having worked with demons and stuff like that, I can tell you that doesn't always necessarily work, and typically only works on low-level beings, if at all anymore, really. But superstition being what superstition is. So today we're going to be making witch balls, and I'm not using the glass ornaments. I am using actually these clear little baubles. They're clear Christmas balls, and you can use the clear glass ones. Sometimes people will paint the inside of these with silver or gold or some kind of other reflective material, because it was thought that once the spirit or the energy touched the ball, it would automatically get trapped inside and wouldn't be able to come back out. I'm not going to do that because I like the way that these look when they're filled, and it just kind of brings a whole new presence to the area. You can pick these up during Christmas time at Michael's, at Joann's, Walmart, the Dollar Tree, or basically wherever. Or you could just buy a big sleeve of glass ornaments. And they usually run anywhere between $10 and $15 for 12 of them or whatever. And you can make these in any sizes, and you can use any herbs or whatever you want to use in them. Today I have a selection of stuff that I'm going to be using. So let's jump into the craft, shall we? Okay, so first of all, we're going to go ahead and separate these two balls here. And then once it's separated, you just pull straight up on this and it should release. And now you have an empty ball. Now you're going to want some kind of something to kind of hold this in place, because otherwise it's going to run all over the place. And this is just a candle that I have with some extra little rhinestones that I'm actually going to be using in this. Now, again, like I said, magic is yours. Do with it as you will. It's all about the intent when you're creating these little witch balls like this, okay? So I'm going to keep that off to the side. So the herbs that I'm going to be using today is, I'm going to be using clove. So Clove is really good. It's one of those things that help bring in good energy, and it smells so good. This is a fresh pack. Now, if you are someone who has trouble locating herbs, 9 times out of 10, you have most of the herbs that you need for any kind of spell or ritual that you could possibly want to do laying around in your kitchen. But if you live in a densely populated area that has multiple cultures living in the neighborhood, you can usually find Hispanic marketplaces are called bodegas, and they usually have really amazing herb selections, and they're super freaking cheap. Oh my god, those smell so good. But this is the Badia cloves. Doesn't matter what brand you want to use, cloves or cloves. So I'm gonna throw a couple in there. Oop. And there's no real particular spell to say over these outside of whatever you would want to just come up with off the top of your head. So I'm gonna add in the rhinestones, because these rhinestones also are shiny like little diamonds, and this is going to be for protection and prosperity. I'm using these as symbols of wealth and prosperity. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to use is black-eyed peas. Now, black-eyed peas have traditionally been thought of as luck bringers, and it's actually a superstition in the South here in the United States that you want to eat a fresh pot of black-eyed peas starting New Year's. So at midnight, New Year's Eve, you want to boil up some black-eyed peas and have yourself some, and that's supposed to bring in good prosperity and good tidings throughout the rest of the year for you. The next thing I'm going to be using here is some star anise, and the star anise is really beautiful. It is such a strong cinnamon, earthy, licorice smell, and you can see the star shape that it takes on, and this is just so freaking delectable. You can also crush this stuff up really well using like an electric coffee grinder or a mortar and pestle, but I like to see the whole herb, as it were, inside there. So I'm just going to do maybe 2 of these little star anises. And you can see one of the seeds are about ready to pop out here. But this stuff, oh my gosh, it's like, it reminds me of Christmas, or just the winter holidays where everything's all spicy smelling and just gorgeous and lovely. Star anise is one of those herbs that also bring in luck and prosperity, health, wealth, the whole 9 yards of everything. So it's a really good one to have on hand. And it also makes a really good tincture if you take some vodka and soak it in there, and then you can use it for all kinds of different stuff. The next one I'm going to be using is patchouli. And I just picked up this little thing of patchouli on eBay for like $6. So it comes in the raw herb like this. Oh, and that stuff is pungent. If you've never smelt patchouli, I can't really describe it to you. It's earthy, woody, kind of spicy. Back in the olden days, like the 1600s, they actually used to use patchouli to cover up the smell of decaying bodies during the plague. Nowadays, a lot of like new age kind of hippie people wear it, and it becomes very, very overpowering. Next thing I'm going to be adding is some lemongrass. Lemongrass has this really beautiful earth smell, very woody, kind of citrusy. But lemongrass is also one of those, it's a money drawing herb as well as a protective herb. And as you can see here, there's really no rhyme or reason to how much I'm putting in. I'm kind of just like eyeballing things and putting about 3 pinches or fingerfuls each. Again, that's 100% my wanting in there. Now for some more just trinkets and baubles, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to add in some just random pretty glass beads that I have. I picked these up at Walmart. It was like a whole bucket of them for like $10. And I just want more little baublage in there to like really drive home the idea that this is a witch's ball. And plus, it looks really cool. I don't know if it's coming across on the video right now or not, but I'll show you. I'll try to get a really good shot of it here in a few minutes. And there you go, guys. The camera cut out, so I'm sorry. I didn't realize that it had cut out, but the only thing that I added into the witch's ball after the camera had cut out was some little rose petals and some cedar sprigs. And there you go. So there's the whole little witch ball with all the little baubles and everything. Now what you would do is you would suspend this in your window or above your front door, or someplace where you have a lot of traffic coming through. I couldn't think of the word there for a minute. I was gonna say interaction, and that didn't work. But anyways, super easy, super effective. Now, a spell that you could say over this could result in something like Blessed Mother, Goddess Divine, hear this prayer of mine. Before you, I create this bauble to drive away all negative energies, keep my home safe and secure, bring in only love, peace, prosperity, health, and wealth, and dispel everything else that would be negative, or something like that. That's just off the top of my head. Another ball that I did while I was waiting for the camera to recharge is more of a traditional kind of a witch's ball. And you see in this one that there are pieces of colored thread or yarn. And there's like some of the beads that I added into it. Now, this is kind of a more traditional in the fact that there is threading inside of there. And you can add whatever you want to. For this one, I wanted it to have the thread, and then each color of the thread works towards something. So, like, you have green for money, wealth, stability, peacefulness, calming influences. It also relates to earth, so that's the grounding. and building foundations. Red for fire, burning away negative energies, lighting the way for new prosperity. Also could be used for love and warding. You got yellow in there to represent the sun and happiness and joy and growth, because the sun helps things grow. And orange for that calming tranquility, stability, peacefulness, and just joy and happiness also. So in this one, it's all the same herbs as what I put in the other one. It's got the star anise, it's got the cedar sprigs, it's got rose petal, it's got lavender, it's got some shredded money in there to help bring in money. It's also got some of the beads, it's got some black eyed peas, all kinds of other fun little things in there. So, you know, you could really make these however you want to. Magic is yours, make it work for you. So, I actually have these for sale. If you want to check that out, I will leave a link to my Macari down below, and you know, get one of your own, or you can make your own. Either way. But anyways, each one of these will be blessed and consecrated before they leave, and I may also include like a little spell scroll that kind of gives you an idea for what to say and like placement and stuff like that. So anyways, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section down below. If you haven't done so already, please hit like and subscribe, and follow me on all the different social medias. If you would like a spell cast or a tarot reading, by all means, please hit me up, and that's mroveron.com, MROVERON.com, and you can always send me an email privately. That's mroveron@gmail.com. And until then, I will talk to you all later. Bye, witches!